Okay, so this is going to be a bit of an example of what we do in a Pilates for runners class at North Norfolk Physio. So if you are a runner, it's great. You can either do it as a warm-up before you go for a run, great for like activating all the muscles before you get going, or if you're having a rest day and you need something to just keep you ticking over. And if you're not a runner, it's going to be great as well for activating all those muscles and good for your balance and a bit of proprioception as well. So yeah, like I said, about 20 minutes, depending on how much I run over, and it's all going to be in standing, so we're not going to go down onto the floor, mostly because of time. Just like in your normal Pilates classes, we're going to start off with our feet just hip width apart. So if you want to start with them together, take the toes out and then the heels back and underneath you, and we're just going to relax the knees. So we're just going to warm up the feet, find where we are, because of so coming forward onto the balls of your feet and then back onto the heels, just starting to get your balance. If you want to, you can close your eyes to get more for a feel, but if you want to keep them open, that's perfectly fine as well. So just keep rocking backwards and forwards, making sure the knees are nice and relaxed. And then we're going to take that into a bit of a circle as well. So taking it over to the left side, all the way back to the right, and coming forward, and then you can swap directions, so the other way to what you've just been. Good. Trying to stay nice and straight through the hips as well, so you're not moving at the hips, not doing circle with the hips, you're doing it all with the weight coming forward and backwards in the feet. Good, keep it going. If you've got your eyes closed, open them back up and find the centre. So you've got equal weight between both of your feet and forward and backwards as well. So what we call the triangle, the Pilates triangle in your feet. Nice and even between the front and the back. And we're just going to take our hands up onto our hips. So popping your fingers on those bony bits at the front. And we're just going to make sure our hips are nice and steady. So if you're were filled up with water, you'd have no water spilling over the front and none under the back. So you can just have a little move around. If you want to, you can bring the hips forward and backwards and then slowly making a smaller and smaller movement until you're in that pelvic neutral position. Good. So just take a little time for yourself just to find that position. And then still with the knees nice and relaxed, feet nice and spread on the floor, we're just going to engage those core muscles. So for those of you that have done normal Pilates classes, we're just going to bring in everything together just to get a bit of activation in those core muscles and the pelvic floor. So drawing up through the body as well as bringing those hip bones together in the middle. So everything's drawing together just towards your belly button. And we're going to do about 40% effort. So if you squeeze as hard as you can, all those core muscles coming together, and then release. And then we're just going to go to about 40% effort there. So just bring it all towards the middle. Good. Hands by your side again, trying to keep that in that nice engaged position. And the last little thing we're going to think about is that nice pulling up through the back of the spine. So as though someone pulling the back of your head up towards the ceiling, a nice helium balloon. And that's really important for those of you that are running, because obviously when we're running, we want to stay nice and forward over the toes. So thinking about all of that, we're just going to start by moving into a little bit of a bend. So a small squat, keeping everything nice and straight, pulling up and down. Good. Good, you can have those arms down by the side. So like I was saying, in runners, keeping the weight nice and forward. So this time as we come up, straightening up, we're going to think about bringing our weight over those toes. So you're just lifting those heels off of the floor, just enough for maybe a piece of paper to slide out. Good. So that's it. Keep going. This time we're going to increase it a little bit more, so staying forward, keep it going in the bend. As you come forward, we're going to bring that weight forward. So you're making a diagonal line, nice and straight, all the way from your head down to those heels. And you can bring those heels a little bit further off the floor as well. So it's that motion of propelling you forward. So you're coming forward from the glutes, as though you're going to push. So try not to fall forwards. Good, it's quite difficult because we're not actually moving. Keep it going, keep that core engaged. Keep thinking about that core working. Good, I'm going to turn back to face the front, keeping it going. Good, this is going to be the last one. Good, now re-find that centre on those feet. I'm just going to warm up the arms as well. So we're going to just start by crossing the hands over to the shoulders. I'm just going to go for a bit of rotation through the spine. So keeping your hips exactly where they are, those hip bones staying facing straight forward. And we're just turning the shoulders. Twisting from side to side, starting to get that rotation going. bit of movement through the back. Good. Keep checking that that pelvis isn't moving, so all the movement's just coming from that spine. You're not twisting at the hips like this. We're staying nice and still and just having the shoulders change position. Good, coming forward, we're going to do one more each side. And bring the arms down. Good, we're going to take shoulder rolls backwards. We're just going to start warming up the arms as well, because we're going to start getting them moving with the legs. Because the upper body and your arms are just as important in that running as the legs are. But I think it's something that we often forget to really think about. So forward, and then we're going to change the arms forward. Good, 3 more. 2. And 1 more. Good. We're going to slide down one side of the leg. So you're just thinking that fingertips reaching down to the knee and then coming back up. Again, those hips are staying completely still. Good. Hips facing the front, just the spine moving again, so it's like those twists. 1 more each side. Good, now I'm going to do test your brains a little bit now. So you're going to bring both arms forward, and you might have seen this before. We're going to go 1 arm forward and 1 arm back. Hopefully I've got space. So 1 arm forward, 1 arm back. Ooh, running out of space. Good. Have a little test of yourself. Again, just getting that movement into the shoulders. I'm going to do 2 more. And then bring them both forward, and then we're going to go the opposite one back to what you've just done. So 1 arm forward, 1 arm back, opposite way to what we've just done. Good, still thinking about those cores being engaged. We're not forgotten everything else as we're thinking about those arms. 2 more. Good, and then I'm just going to move back onto my mat. Lovely, so getting back into that position if you're not already, thinking about the feet, nice relaxed knees, hips forward, cores engaged and the nice length through the back. We're going to get those ankles warmed up a little bit now. So first of all, we're just going to push through the feet. So you're just almost like walking into one foot and then the other, giving those toes a bit of a stretch. So really pushing over with those ankles. Still trying to not let those hips dip. So if you've got your hands on those front of your hips, on those little bones, there shouldn't be an up and down motion. Everything should be nice and in level, like you've still got that pelvis filled with water. Good, we're going to keep going with that just to get them nice and warmed up. Good, and on the next 2, we're going to bring those feet back down into standing. We're going to go into foot series. So we're going to take a bend first, coming up onto the toes on both feet, and then stretching all the way up. Good, keep that going. I'll go to the side. So you're going to bend, feet coming up onto those toes, straighten the legs and come back down. Still thinking about that weight coming forward as we spoke about at the beginning. So keeping that weight nice and long. Head's nice and long up to the ceiling and weight coming forward over those toes. Good, it's going to be good to get those calves going. I'm going to do some calf work in a minute. Good, arms by your side if you can. We're going to reverse. So this time you're going to go up onto your toes, bend down, put the heels down, feel that calf stretch, coming back up to straight. So up, get your balance, bend the knees, heels down, calf stretch, and back up. Let's do 1 more. Up, bend the knees, calf stretch, nice and deep, and then standing up. Right, we're going to go into some calf work now. That should have got them warmed up a little bit. We're going to do 8 rises. If you need anything to hold on to, you can hold on to the wall or get a chair because it's going to test your balance a little bit as well. We're going to do 8 rises with both our feet in parallel. So keeping those knees nice and relaxed, cores engaged. 4, you've got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, we're going to take all that weight over to one leg. Like I said, you can hold on if you need to. And we're going to do 8 rises on the one leg. 3, 4, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Swapping legs. Other ones, you should be able to start feeling those calves burning now. Again, you can hold on to something if you need to. 4, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go back onto both feet. 8 more. Keeping Everything nice and engaged, good for testing the balance as well as getting those calves working. 2 more. 1, let's go back onto the first leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 8 on the other leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring those legs back together. We're going to get those arms, so we've warmed up the arms, we're going to get them moving as though you were running. So you're bringing the arms forward and backwards. Make sure they're going in a straight line parallel to each other. We're going to get them moving and we're going to carry on with those rises. So as the right arm's coming forward, you're going to come up into a rise and back down. So it's going to be a little bit faster. So as the right arm's coming forward, you're coming up onto those toes. As the left arm comes forward, you're going back down. Good, keep it going. Thinking about that weight coming forward as though you were running. Good. Keep it going. And now just to test your brains again, we're going to swap arms. So this time as your left arm's coming up, you're coming up onto that rise. Good. Keep the energy coming through the arms as you're driving forward. That's it. Good. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and coming down. Good. I'm going to stand side on to help explain, but stay facing the front. Feet hip width apart. We're going to bring that right knee up first of all to 90 degrees and then take it back behind in a nice straight line. So up to 90 degrees, back into a nice straight line. 90 degrees, nice straight line. So you're not putting too much weight on that back foot as it's coming back. Keeping nice and balanced on the standing leg. Again, make sure you haven't locked back in that knee. Good. We're going to do 2 more. That's 1. And on the second one, we're going to keep that leg back and we're going to go into a bit of a hamstring flick. So you're going to flick your heel up to your bottom, getting the energy into that hamstring. Keeping the other knee nice and relaxed. Keep it going. Good. 2 more. And then we're going to go back into bringing the knee forward and back. Bring the knee forward up to 90 degrees and back. Still trying to keep that balance on that other leg. We shouldn't be putting any weight on this working leg. Good, and then we're going to go in the next one, hold at the back, back into that hamstring flick. Good. Keep it going. We're going to do 3 more, and then we're going to go on the other side. 2, 1, and swapping over. So bring that leg up first, taking it back, trying to keep the weight over the standing leg. Nice relaxed knee, no locking back in that knee. Good. Oh. Just hitting something on the wall there. Good, we're going to do 1 more. So coming up, back into that hamstring flick. So nice and controlled, and then suddenly bringing the heel up to the bottom. Keep it going. Still thinking about that core in the front, not letting yourself hinge forward at the hips, keeping nice and in line in the upper body, balloon pulling that head up towards the ceiling. 2 more. Good, and we're going to go back into forward and back. Forward and back. Forward, back, forward, back, and hamstring. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 10, 9, 10. Good, we're going to swap back, so back onto that other leg, take the first leg behind again, and this time we're going to bend that front leg and lift that other leg slightly off the floor. So your knee on your supporting leg is directly over your toes, gaze forward, again pulling up through the core, make sure you're still nice and lengthened, and we're just going to pulse that back leg. We're going to go up to 12. Making sure that movement's coming from the glute. You're not bending that back leg at all, it's all coming from the glute. Good, keep the gaze forward. 3, 2, 1, bring it up, and then back down. We're going to swap legs. So taking that other leg behind, we're going to do 12 pulses with the other leg. Again, make sure you're squeezing that glute and not bending the knee to bring the leg up. Keep the balance on the other leg. Nice, relaxed bend in that front leg over the toes. We've got 3, 2, 1, and coming in. Good. Shaking it out a little bit. We're going to come back into that first position. This is our last little combo for running Pilates. Good. So we're going to bring up the first leg again, and we're going to go into a standing clam. So I want you to hook that leg behind the other knee, and we're just going to bring it out to the side and back in. That's my hip cracking. Right, and back in. Good. We're going to do 10 of these. It's not about how far you're coming out. I want you to engage that glute as much as possible to bring it out, keeping those hips nice and still. If you want to, you can put your fingertips onto those bones at the front of your hips, making sure it's all coming from the top of that leg bone in that hip. Good. We're going to do 2 more. And on the last one, you're going to hold it out. Now we're going to transfer our weight into a squat, so coming down and then back up into that position. We're going to do 5 this time. 5, 4, 3, 2. On the last one, you're going to hold it out, come down into the squat, and coming back up. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it on the last one, hold it out, extend that leg into a squat, and this time we're going to straighten both legs. Transfer that weight back onto the supporting leg, slight bend, and then we're going to pulse the straight leg out to the side. So that one you've just been working now is going to come out to the side. You can either have the hands together or on those hips again, trying to keep them nice and still. The more still you are in the upper body, which should be completely still, the more you're going to feel it in this glute at the side. Again, it doesn't have to be a big movement, just as far as off as you can. If you're struggling to bring that foot off the floor, if you flex the foot, it means it's going to come down a little bit lower and you've got more room to bring it back up to the top. Good, keep it going. 3 more. 2, 1, and coming into standing. Other side. So this time bring the other leg, wrapping that foot behind the standing knee, and we're going to do 10 out to the side. Good, keeping those hips nice and still. So having that foot touching the other leg makes it a closed chain exercise, so it means it's going to be a little bit easier. If you want to make it harder, you can bring the foot away from the leg. We're going to keep it nice and tucked under. Good, keeping the hips still. We're going to do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the end. Take the leg out and into a squat. And coming back up. And again, 5 this time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out. Take it into a squat. And we're going to come back up for the last time. Out. 2, 3. Keeping those hips still. 4. Nice, relaxed knee on the other side. Holding it out on the 5th one. Extend the leg into a squat. And then this time, remember, we're coming onto that standing leg again, bending the knee, and we're going to pulse out to the side. I haven't got any space. Pulse out to the side this way. Good. Ooh. Got 2 long legs. Good, keep it going. So, keeping the hips as still as possible. Again, you can flex that foot if you need a little bit more space to make it a bit easier. Should be feeling this in the glutes now. Keep it going. We're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it down, shake it out. We're going to finish with a little bit of a stretch. So first of all, rolling down through the spine to get those hamstrings. So we're going to start with the head, as though you're peeling the spine off of the wall behind you. Let the arms relax down, all the way down into a hamstring stretch. You can slightly bend the knees if you need to. Do whatever feels good for you. Drop the head, let's shake the head from side to side. Good, and then rolling back up through the spine. So 1 vertebrae at a time, as slow as you need to feel all the movement in the back of the spine. Good, and we're going to go down again. Good, this time when you get to the bottom, we're going to walk it out into a downward dog. So I haven't got space, but walk those hands out. And then we're going to go into a downward dog. So hands on the floor. trying to push those heels into the floor. We're going to walk those heels left and then right into the mat, getting a good stretch, trying to straighten your back so you've got a nice straight line from your hips down to your hands and from your hips down to your feet. Good, you're going to walk your feet back into your hands. Have one last hamstring stretch just there, and then rolling back up into standing. You're going to bring the arms all the way up above your head, reaching up, up, and then bring them back down to your sides to finish. Good.